Sorry, the player wasn't working, so I created another video. So here, I'm going to be taking aggro over the thing. I'll just walk us through some of the things that goes through my head in those specific instances. So here,
I'm bugged right
I'm
now.
going to take aggro. As you can see, when I snatched, I saw it flinch where it came towards me, which means that I have aggro control in this moment. This is my Buccaneer.
I'm 180.
So I went for a demolition, and honestly, I shouldn't have. I probably should have went for another barrage because in this instance, it was still wandering to the right. So this was really risky. So and here, like I follow with the barrage to make sure that I have aggro because it's sometimes even though you have knockback, another person might be holding the aggro, which is kind of strange, which I noticed for this patch. So here I snatch and you see that there is a bit of a flinch. You see that pink bean goes into that like kind of like the pain animation when it's knocked back. So which means that I'm good to go for another demolition for damage if I chose. But this time I instead chose to go for another snatch because I didn't really see if it flinched or not from my perspective.
I'm solo.
So I flinched again.
Alright,
I see that Propeller has barraged it. So then it means that he has like since his barrage knocked it back was visibly it went to the left, which means I'm right now at this point very confused of what my what the aggro is at this moment. So I snatch again and I see it flinches again very briefly, so it means that I still have aggro. So since I saw the snatch go successfully, I went for a barrage. So see, when I'm doing these multiple snatches, even if you have aggro, sometimes it doesn't work. But in this case, I know that the reason why my snatches don't work is because I believe a Buccaneer Nash has aggro of the bean because I saw a previous barrage go through. So in this moment, since a Buccaneer generally tries to control the aggro for me because I can deal DPS in that aspect, then I would switch in this case to more of a DPS buck role and let the aggro control be relegated towards a Buccaneer.
I'm ready. You can res. You can res me.
Thank you.
For whatever reason, I went for a snatch spam here because but this is essentially like a good case study of what you would do if you're using this snatch spam aggro control technique, where you just basically spam snatch. And the biggest danger part about snatch spam, where it fails, is when you don't have energy orb. Especially in this case, I didn't have energy orb. Maybe I was trying to charge my energy orb, but the issue with when you don't have energy orb is that you don't have stance, which means that when it casts Big Bang on towards the right, you'll get knocked over to the right, you'll get confused, and it'll be harder for you to get in position to grab aggro in case it starts wandering again.
Edgy, can you jam?
See, I see over here, I saw this the flinch.
Yeah.
So I went for a demolition. I went for
I
a
did- I
second
did that.
demolition, I went for a third, because at this point I think that a Buccaneer has the aggro, and he does. I can see that his snatch went through and I saw the flinch. But yeah, so this was just like a brief walkthrough of like a commentary of like what goes through my head when I'm like controlling aggro. Hopefully it helps, and I'm just gonna go over one case example where I'm holding DR, so then you can see what I'm doing. So generally for the Tea Party runs, I'm like the the one that holds the DR aggro. And essentially what you need to do when it's DR aggroing is that you need to attack it every other attack to make sure it stays facing right, which means that you need to pot and barrage at the same time. Snatching when in DRs is very extremely dangerous, and I like generally don't do it, and only do it if you're like know exactly what the timing is and you're able to pot right away and you snatch in between attacks, because if you get hit by a magic attack, take the DR damage, you're most definitely dead. So I'm gonna walk through like how I handle this DR. So here I see the DR and it's walking towards the right, which means it's wandering in DR, which is really important for me to barrage it because it's going out of position and it's has a chance of getting stolen aggro. So definitely went for a barrage here. I still see it's walking towards the right, so in this case, even though I have barraged it, I need to barrage it again because it seems like it's still aggro onto probably Nash in this case, and I need a few more barrages to take aggro, like fully take aggro.
It's gonna HP one more time for Nash.
I see it cast like a zombify, so I'm chilling. So here it went for a big bang. In this case, since I don't really want to get hit by the big bang and get confused, I went inside the pink bean to get touch damage, and then walking back out so I can use the iframe to dodge the big bang.
Aiming for sword.
So here it's going for the cast. I feel like it's been like 1 or 2 attacks already, so I go immediately for the barrage to make sure I'm holding aggro. I see it's charging a big bang again. Luckily I didn't get knocked back, so I took touch damage again. I'm barraging a few times, and I'm a little bit concerned because it's been repositioned out, but I see that the DR has come off, which is perfect, so I snatch it back to the home position, ready for the rest of attackers to DPS. So yeah, that's my thought pattern. So yeah,